Welcome in to Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Megan Payton. We are talking OBJ still, but the Seahawks may have been eliminated from his list. Diana Rossini posted onto Twitter saying on the day in which he could make his final decision, free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is honing in on the Chiefs, the Packers, and Saints, per league sources. Then Jeremy Fowler from ESPN says the Seahawks have been in touch with Odell Beckham's reps during free agency. So kind of contradicting. Now, we talked about this on our show yesterday. If you missed out on it, make sure we'll put it in our description. Go check it out. We go through all of the OBJ drama, but I don't really think that he is going to end up landing in Seattle. And again, I don't think this is a necessity for the Seahawks because we've got a good group of guys in DK Metcalf. We've got Tyler Lockett. Dee Eskridge is now coming back too. So the Seahawks really don't need to worry about this position. I did say yesterday, though, that yeah, I like Odell Beckham Jr. coming to Seattle because why not? But from his perspective, would Seattle be the spot for him? I don't know. Obviously, he seems like a guy that would probably want, those number one reps, and he'd be competing with DK, and he'd also be competing with Lockett. So I don't see it happening. However, something could change. But for now, Odell Beckham Jr. reportedly still has interest in Saints, Packers, Chiefs, and maybe Seahawks. They seem like they're falling off the list. So I ask you guys again, now that we have new information, we are predicting OBJ's landing spot. This is our pinned comment, so if you get the ad break right here, get your votes in. I'm going to give my vote after this. Stay tuned. My vote for OBJ is the Saints, and I am saying this without any information. I do hope that OBJ goes to New Orleans or Seattle. Those are the two top places I would like to see Odell Beckham Jr. land. Obviously, we will have all of the news on OBJ. We will make sure to keep you guys updated here at Chat Sports. But some positive news for Seattle. Running back Chris Carson. He is now officially designated to return to practice. The Seahawks now have 21 days to activate him from IR. If you don't remember, he went on IR in week 6. Actually missed a couple games prior to that, though, dealing with that lingering neck injury. This has been a problem. Pete Carroll has taken a caution with this, injury, making sure it doesn't become more serious. But this is fantastic news, guys. Chris Carson can really help out this Seahawks offense and really just not, put so much pressure on Alex Collins to take all of the snaps. Also, Russell Wilson back. Let's give a few different threats out there. I like this news. I think the Seahawks are getting healthier, but we should know that this does not mean Chris Carson is going to play on Sunday. Like I said, they have 21 days to activate him to the roster. So I actually don't think that Chris Carson will end up playing in this Green Bay game. It seems a bit close to me. If that changes, if we find out anything, obviously we will let you know. But as we're talking Seahawks running backs, I can't help but start to wonder, who do you guys think was the best running back in Seahawks history? Go right now. Let me know. Let's get the debate going. Who we think. Chris Carson's good. I don't think that he wins number one. So get your thoughts in, and I'll respond to all of you guys. And another thing that you guys should be checking out is BetUS. We've told you about them. They are doing a fantastic deal. It's the sports book we love and trust here at Chat Sports. Go to chatsports.com/bet. You are going to get a 125% deposit bonus. You've got to use the promo code Seahawks125. That means you're going to turn $100 into $225. Now, we also said last week about our jersey deal. We're going to keep it going for one more week. We got a lot of new BetUS users, so make sure you join the team here. Go through the steps that we said, and we will send you guys a free jersey. You've got your choice between DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson. Once you sign up, deposit the $100 into your account, 125% deposit bonus will come back. Place a bet on any game and then email us jersey@chatsports.com to show us that you did this. These jerseys are running out. We are going to let this go on for maybe one more week, so get it in now while this deal still stands. Now let's move forward to this Week 10 matchup, the Seahawks versus the Packers. The storyline obviously surrounding both quarterbacks. We're going to move on to Aaron Rodgers, who tested positive for COVID-19, causing him to miss Week 9 versus the Chiefs. Now, as we've said, the earliest that he can return is Saturday, November 13th. The game is on Sunday. So if Rodgers does come back to play, he will not have practiced all week. Rodgers is hopeful that he can play. I do think that he will end up in this game, but there's something to be said about Rodgers playing in a game where he hasn't practiced all week. So we're two teams right now that are one's dealing with injuries, one's dealing with sickness. It's going to be an interesting game. Right now, the Packers are favorites at -3.5. The over-under is set at 49.5, and I think this is just going to be a quarterback battle, in my opinion. This is Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson. One's coming off a finger issue, one's coming off of COVID protocols. I do think when you look at these two quarterbacks, they are obviously, arguably, two of the top quarterbacks in the league right now. Completion percentages. I mean, these stats obviously are very similar when you just look at their percentages. Rodgers obviously in this league since 2005, Russell Wilson 2012. So you can't really compare, actual touchdowns and interceptions. But completion percentage, Rodgers is 65.1, Russell Wilson 65.2. Their average is about 7.8, 7.9, very similar. So I think this is going to be a good battle between two amazing quarterbacks. And in my opinion, Russ will outthrow Aaron Rodgers. And I'm saying this because, I think that Russell Wilson is going to be extremely motivated coming back into this game. He worked really hard to be able to play in this game. And also, he's going to practice. He's practicing this week, so he's going to have more reps leading into this game. And I think there's more motivation on the Seahawks side of things for them to win in general. They need to win. But it is my turn to ask you guys, who do you think is going to have more yards on Sunday? Do you think it's going to be Russell Wilson? If so, type RW in the comments. And if you're saying, hey, Aaron Rodgers is the best, he's going to have more yards, you can type AR. I am taking Russell Wilson all day. He is going to come ready to go. And you know who else is predicting something positive for the Seahawks is wide receiver DK Metcalf. Metcalf joined the Pardon My Take podcast earlier this week. He was asked about the score prediction for this Green Bay Packers game, and he was also asked about weather predictions and how that impacts a team. DK Metcalf gave an interesting note here, saying that the weather impacts coaches more than the players. So, I'd like for him to elaborate a little bit more on that, but I think just talking about play calling and the way that they approach the game. But as far as DK's response to this Green Bay Packers game, well, this is what he said. Seahawks, Packers in Green Bay, it's going to be cold. I'll say 27-18 Seahawks. Then I'm going to score 2 touchdowns and do a Lambeau leap. I'm just playing. So he's kind of messing around, but I like that score prediction, DK. 27-18. Obviously a very, very dynamic guy that the Seahawks have, and I do think 2 touchdowns at least. I'm actually going to say DK might have a little bit more. He will be sharing the reps now, though, with, obviously, we know Tyler Lockett, but Dee Eskridge, who I said now is officially designated off IR, practicing this week. This is a huge win for Seattle. We have not gotten to see much at all out of this rookie wide receiver, and I expect him to be a big help for this Seahawks offense. So we've got a lot coming up with this game, a lot of news going around in the league. I think this is going to be probably the game of the week, in my opinion. So it's time for us to get our score predictions in. Go to the comments right now and let me know what you guys think this score is going to be. My score prediction for this game is that the Seahawks win. They come up on top. They beat the Packers 28-24.